the world changes soon. Can get a doobie on a plane, but there's Uzis in our schools. Every dude who touched a boob or a booty getting me too. What you expect from the kids who went to Hooters after school? We're all triggered and defensive. We're all racist and we're sexist. We all grew up watching South Park. How are we offended? Now being fat is beautiful. Name a thing that you can't do. Jumping jacks, run a mile, live past 42. Man, it used to be cool to just flip a bird.
Welcome to the Red Pill Sports and Entertainment Show. I am your host, Albert Apache, and as usual, brought to you by Open Source, Self-Defense, Fitness, and Grappling. Alright guys, so welcome back. Today we are going to take a look at one of the new up-and-coming lighter weight IBJJF fighters. A friend of mine, a past coach of mine, Esteban Martinez, rooster weight division. I believe it is 125. He is an amazing grappler, and one of the things I really enjoy watching Este is that he is a continuously attacking style of grappler. When he does have issues, when he does run into issues in particular rule sets, generally it's because he doesn't care so much about traditional scoring positions as much as he cares about getting it to a position to be able to attack. So he does from time to time run into issues. That being said, he's very fun to watch. His aggressive style is very fun to watch all of the time, whether it be no gi or gi. This here is, I believe, the semifinal round of the pans that just passed, and it's going to be Esteban Martinez versus Kenny Nakagawa, I believe is his name. So we're going to take a look at that. Before we get into the video breakdown, guys, remember, please like, subscribe, comment down below whether you agree or you disagree. Really appreciate it, and appreciate you guys sharing the video. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the breakdown. Okay guys, so we're taking a look here at the breakdown. Este and his opponent are going to slap hands. Este is the smaller fighter on your right as you're watching the video, and immediately you're going to see that Este likes to get low, and he's going to go back to some wrestling base. I believe he wrestled in high school. And so here immediately you see as he grabs this single and he twists Kenny down, avoids of course the guillotine, and Kenny starts to look for the sweep immediately. Here stops, bam. One of the things we've been talking about a lot in class when I go to class is the K-guard, and you can see here that while he's not using the K-guard, he is trying to use a knee shield and use that same kind of scissoring motion here, Kenny is, and Este does a beautiful job here of blocking with a crossface and driving his knee to the mat. This is what keeps Kenny from getting underneath him. But that's not so much what I want to talk about. I want to talk about an underutilized position, at least a position I think that is underutilized currently, but may start to make a little bit more of a comeback. It used to be a little bit more popular, I don't know, a couple years ago, and that is the crucifix position. So you see here, Kenny tries to come through, grab the single, doesn't quite grab the leg the right way. Este is all over it, starts to isolate that arm. Now here, many times when I'm starting with a younger white belt, if you will, or even a brand new white belt, could be older, many times people will ask, well, how do I get better faster? How do I get better faster? One of the biggest questions you get as a more experienced jiu-jitsu player from brand new people: how do I get better faster? This is one of the most neglected things, and I see this all the way up into purple and brown belt sometimes, particularly with older practitioners. When I say older, I mean that are above 30 years of age, who started maybe jiu-jitsu at like age 30, weren't very athletic, weren't really athletes in high school or anything like this. This is one of the most neglected games. They have really, really solid fundamentals when it comes to a ton of other things. But one of the things I notice is missing, and one of the things you can do to get better, faster at jiu-jitsu is what Este is doing here. You see how he's using his legs to wrestle against the arms here. Look. As soon as he feels that he has the opportunity, feels this arm come through, he knows he has the opportunity. He starts to use his legs to wrestle and isolate that arm. So learning to use your legs, guys. Learn to use your legs. This is a beautiful setup. You're going to see as Este pops it out, he's going to triangle his legs. Ankle is in the crook of his knee. And tries to roll once, twice, 3 times, and on the 4th time, now he goes to the crucifix position. So, crucifix position is beautiful. Okay, look at that. This is why I believe this is one of the most neglected positions, particularly in no-gi. As you can see, he has a free hand to choke. He's able to block the opponent's free arm with his arm, and of course, he's tying up the opponent's other arm with his leg. So let's rewind just a little bit and see how we ended up here. Notice that when he tries to go for the crucifix or the roll initially, he's more parallel here. And this is what's allowing Kenny to sit his weight down a little bit harder and keep his hand tucked and not go over, right? So you see, as we go through, Este eventually starts to be more perpendicular and away from where the base is. Now he can go over. Boom, there it is. Now, not only do I like this position for attacking the chokes, but as you're going to see here, that Este also uses it as a control position to finish a back take, and of course that puts him up pretty high on points, right? We know that, I want to say it's something like 75-80% of matches, particularly in the IBJJF rule set, if you get to the back, you're going to win 75-80% of the time, something to that effect. So it's a very underutilized position, especially when you're talking about a lot of wrestlers. A lot of wrestlers love that single leg position. They're going to grab that single leg. If you can find a way to turn that single leg into a arm isolation using your legs and getting into a crucifix position, you can definitely cause a lot of trouble. Now we're going to go ahead and jump forward towards the end of the match. And as we restart here, we're going to kind of end up back into that same position. Right? We're going to end up in that same position. Este is attacking. He's, of course, past the guard now. He's going to knee on belly. Looking to take the back again. This time it looks like it's a little hard to see because he is away from the camera. You can't see as much, but it looks like he's using his legs to actually get the arm, to isolate the arm. Isolates the arm. Now, before we take a look at the rest of this, I want you to notice that essentially what happens is Kenny really sells out on defending the crucifix position, and because he's defending the crucifix position, he ends up falling more towards the side, and we will see how this finishes up. So more straight on, which gives Este the omoplata. So that's it, my friends. There we have it. Spectacular, really fun match to watch, guys. If you do not know Estevan Martinez, if you don't know Este, I'm telling you, follow him. He is a great grappler. He grapples out of ZR team in North Carolina. Check him out. Super fun to watch. He is known as the Giant Slayer. He has his own set of gis coming out. If you want to show him some love, super fun. He has matched up against Juni Ocasio, which was a fun match to watch. If it was my opinion and it was a grappling only, I think Este would have won, but under the rule sets, they did fight in IBJJF. Juni was able to get points and then ride it out, and it was still a really fun match to watch. He has been on the docket, right, to go up against Mikey Moose Messi, but things have always happened when they have been matched up that they just have not been able to make that happen. It's going to be really fun to see where Este is at when he does match up against Mikey. I think right now Mikey is probably the #1 rated in the world across all rule sets. I think most people would say that. However, in IBJJF, I do believe Este still is ranked the #1 grappler at 125. So check him out, guys. I think you'll enjoy it. That's what we got. Remember, be practical, be purposeful, get fit with a purpose, guys.
We're all triggered and defensive, we're all racist and we're sexist. We all grew up watching South Park. How are we offended? Now being fat is beautiful. Name a thing that you can't do. Jumping jacks, run a mile, live past 42. Man, it used to be cool to just flip a bird to the system, and now it's trendy to be triggered and pretend you're a victim. It's my race, it's my weight, it's because I'm a Christian. I hate the internet and anyone who has an opinion. And everybody angry if you say white. Okay, fine. Pass me the brush and I'll paint my face to the shades right. Let's talk about abortion. Sorry, tell me how this works. Bacteria is life on Mars, but a heartbeat isn't life on Earth? Weird.